Hey everybody, it's Rob here. I got some more sad news. There are some more completely broken builds in Diablo 4. It's the Spiritborn and the Sorcerer, and this might be possible on all the builds. You see here, this build here is hitting for trillions of damage and just instantly one-shotting a Pit 150 on the Sorcerer. And as you've seen by the intro, there's also the same stuff happening on the Spiritborn. There seems to be some math calculations that are wrong with some of the witch powers and also with some of the other stuff here, like doing negative damage, doing quadrillions of damage, and basically clearing and beating the hardest pits again here. We have two videos. One is from Mikuna, and one here is from Carryboy. Let's maybe start off with the Spiritborn. So this is like some witch power gone mad. People have been speculating a bit here that it's the decay power. And whenever there is something doing base damage of another effect here, it has historically been bugged. We have had this several times happening. Let's watch this video here. This is a Spiritborn basically completing the 150 using these kind of new witch powers and also like something bugged on the poison centipede. I'm not quite sure what it is yet. This is just basically came in, and this Spiritborn is making it look as easy as last season basically to clear the hardest pit, the hardest content in the game. 150, absolutely one-shotting everything. He has numbers off here, but we know that he is hitting for like a negative or at least the quadrillions of damage and even sometimes healing the monsters. And yeah, it's this decay power combined with some other stuff where you basically deal a % base damage of damage that you've already dealt, kind of creating like an infinite loop that's going on here. And yeah, I mean, you can see for yourself. Obviously, this is a good map, but the DPS is just a little too ridiculous. And I know like a lot of people on my stream also said, yeah, but they had this last season with the Spiritborn. I feel like last season it was different because people already had invested so much time specifically building their builds around like the various bugs on the Spiritborn and spending a lot of materials to kind of like, you know, get this like bugs going and completely like abuse them. But right now, this is just a witch power, basically, that requires no investment. And I think this should be fixed immediately. Like, I get it that Spiritborn and also Sorcerer were kind of on the weaker side of things, but I feel this is a separate issue. I don't think we should have, like, this infinite, like, DPS scaling in the game. It might be fun for, like, an hour or two, or maybe even a day. But after that, the entire game just becomes meaningless if you just, like, go on your character with, like, I think this guy doesn't even have any ancestral gear. Like, he just goes on his character and, like, one-shots everything in the hardest content of the game. And I think it's a bit ridiculous, like, to have this stuff in the game. Like, I think it definitely needs to be removed, and I like it. I know that people want to have fun, but you can still have fun without this stuff, because I think this is going to be long-term anti-fun and bad for the game. And I feel the PTR timing was also a bit unfortunate, and a lot of these bugs have not been reported or figured out or fixed. Because basically there was also Path of Exile releasing at the same time the PTR was releasing. So we have this crazy stuff here going. And I personally myself would have liked to test the PTR more, but on the first day, if you remember, the vendor was bugged, and then on the second or third day, like the Path of Exile 2 already came out, and I wanted to be rested and well prepared for that. So I did not spend as much time as normal on the PTR, and so I think did a lot of other people. Like, they missed out on a lot of feedback on the PTR due to the PoE timing. And yeah, you see here on the boss like how broken it is, because this centipede is like healing, damaging, healing the boss, and it's going completely crazy. And this guy also provided like a build planner. Like, I'm not sure exactly like how this works, and I don't even run it, like really know. I think they should just like maybe even deactivate this decay augmentation power. But here's the planner. It's basically like Russian Claw and doing some like weird shenanigans here with this guy. Witchcraft Powers Gone Mad is the title. And then there's another clear here from an Asian guy, and then there's also a clear here from Mikuna, who has blasted this here on a Sorcerer. And Sorcerer is also going completely wild here with like some of the snake builds. And you guys can kind of see here like how the Sorcerer is basically dealing the same. And on Sorcerer, there's another bug on top of this bugged augmentation, which is the Shatter. And I also wanted to address this real quick, because Shatter has been bugged for many, many seasons now. I think there have been some changes to it. However, as far as I know, and as far as I've heard from a lot of people that are playing Sorc that know their stuff, the Shatter has still various problems in the way it's calculating its damage. Basically, the math has some issues there, and like various multipliers apply many times, because again, this is dealing damage based off damage already done. Again, we had this with Berserk ripping on the Barb in the past. I made several videos about that. We had this with the Twisting Blade Rogue dealing base damage of poison that was already done. We had this with the Poison Imbuement that was dealing base damage. We had this with the Blurred Beast, the old one in Season 2, where Shred Druid was double dipping multipliers. And we just keep having this problem in the game. And I really feel like there needs to be some change or some sort of like better testing for this kind of stuff, like some Q&A testing or something that needs a bit of an improvement, because this stuff just like kind of destroys the game. I mean, like I said earlier, it might be fun, you know, for like a day or two, maybe even for like a week. But after that, people just get bored and they just call, and many people say this, they call that Diablo is still like in the beta or something. And I mean, it definitely comes from like at least partially truth, right? Because some of these mechanics and some of these new stuff get introduced. You see here, it does like quadrillions and like just so much damage basically. And a lot of these mechanics like get newly introduced. Like this is like, you know, an old bug that still exists with Shatter, and this is now even amplified by dealing a lot of direct damage with this decay power. So they're like kind of like storing this damage, creating like an infinite loop. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I think this is a sad day, and the best way to approach this is maybe just to deactivate this decay power, like they have done this with many other powers. I think Blizzard has been at least reacting like very fast to some of these bugs. Like they have fixed at least partially the Earthquake chest. However, there is still a bug with the new Earthquake chest on the Hodabab where it doesn't deal damage sometimes, it doesn't work with multipliers, it doesn't work with duration, and there's still like a lot of bugs that are happening. Also with the Mantle of the Mountain's Fury. However, they have already fixed quite a few of them. And yeah, I hope they continue to do so. As you can watch the Sorcerer here, completely melting this. I'm also going to link this Sorcerer clear here down below. I mean, the build looks kind of cool, and I mean, it's cool to see the Sorc like at least you know, having a chance on this high pit clears. But yeah, it's basically completely melting everything here, and you see like it's already like a 5-minute clear. I don't even know what happened at the beginning. And then obviously it's using a fire damage here to fight the tree. But you can see even without Shatter how crazy the damage gets. Like he's hitting for like 200 trillion or something against this boss. So you can see there, bam, bam, bam. Like here the ticks are going kind of crazy here. Like 200 trillion, 200. This is like multiple quadrillions of damage. And this is ticking like twice a second. Like every 30 frames this is ticking. And they're basically completely shutting down this boss here, half a Q. And this is just multitudes of this happening. And I think... yeah, credits here to this guy. I think this is the guy here who posted this video, yeah. There was another Chinese video here where he was completely one-shotting the boss. So this is like another video here of another Sorc doing this. This is the one that's been listed on the community leaderboard. So you see here, like this guy, I don't know why he's doing, like he's like completely one-shotting the boss. So it gets even crazier. But yeah, I'm going to link all this below. And I already made a post about this, like how the Spiritborn is added again. And yeah, I really feel like there needs to be maybe a little more like effort, or I don't know, more manpower or whatnot, like whatever needs to be done, like to have less of this, because it's really plaguing the game in a big way, I feel, and it keeps on happening at the moment, and I feel it's a major problem for the game, obviously, for people that like, you know, just want to play a normal game and not do negative damage. And this is like a -2 to the power of like 32, so there's also something wrong. It was like from a guy here that was just posting this on Reddit. And he said something, he was like level 49 when this happened. Like, so he was not even max level. He wasn't even trying to do any of this. It just happens accidentally. Like, the guy was level 49, and accidentally he was hitting for like, you know, multiple quadrillions already on level 49 while just leveling his Spiritborn. So yeah, there's some stuff wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I'm gonna link this below. Like, I don't know, I hope they like deactivate some of these powers. It seems to be this, again, this decay power here. In combination with Witching Hour, so this and this, because this is also like executing enemies at some point, right? 3 or more edge powers with the decay augment, and this also, like you read here, if your damage over time effects exceed 85% of a target's total life, the target is then executed, and your witchcraft effects deal additional damage off their base over 5 seconds, and this is dealing damage based on what you've already done. And then it seems like there's a problem in the math, and the multipliers get applied again. There's an infinite loop even that some people have been telling me. I don't really know what's going on. I don't really like, you know, necessarily want to know. I think this just needs an immediate fix. And I don't think like this should be in the game at all. But let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, Rod Ferguson has addressed this a bit in the past. Like, you know, people feeling OP or people, you know, you feel like they're cheating. I don't think this is necessarily fun for release. This is just like some clearly broken stuff where people dealing negative damage and it completely destroys, you know, like what's going on in the game. Oh yeah, here, Lurkin also made a new clear here, 6 minutes. There's a 2-minute, oh, what? Okay, we're gonna watch this, guys. There's a 2-minute Spiritborn clear here as well. Or was it the one that we just watched? Oh yeah, it was the one that we just watched. So yeah, you see like the leaderboards are complete like this. This is community leaderboards, of course. But every class is gonna do 150 if this is not gonna get hot fixed very fast. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and I'll see you soon. GG. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.